Hey everyone, it's your host here, Paladin Hansen, back at it again with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing video of a order that I have been highly anticipating for the past week. You know, I just played for the first time. I just got a PlayStation 5. And for the first time, I played Ghost of Tsushima. And this game is one of those games that really makes you take a step back, ponder life, and really go through the paces and appreciate everything around you. There's only a few games that I've played that made me feel this way. Ghost of Tsushima is one of them. But Red Dead 2, for many of you, probably have heard of that game as well. Definitely one of those games where it's beautiful. This is a masterpiece, a work of art. And it really draws you into the world. You know, I remember playing Red Dead 2, I bought a lever action rifle and a revolver. Like, it got me in. Like, I was wearing a cowboy hat. Well, with Ghost of Tsushima, it's gotten me into the world of the katana. Now, I got here from a website, sword dojo place called RVA, a wonderful katana here. And this is from a place called RVA Katana, but the sword here is actually inside a Cloudhammer sword. This is the forge. They were known as Bizer. I think they're out of Longquan, China. They're a Chinese sword manufacturer, but they make Japanese-style swords and other weaponry as well, European weaponry. They actually make some pretty good quality swords from what I've seen online. You got places like JS Bladecraft or Blades or whatever, and then you have Matthew Jensen and many other YouTubers out there that have reviewed this sword. And this is the Cloudhammer, I want to say Tidal Dragon. This is the Cloudhammer Tidal Dragon in the S5 steel. This is like a super steel or a shock steel. I think this is a pretty good quality steel. When we look at the specifics of S5 and S7, I really like these steels. They're durable. They have a lot of endurance with them. You can bludgeon them up, essentially. They're almost like an Albion sword, except Albions are made out of 5160 spring steel, which is, again, another steel that I recommend. And I have an Albion. In fact, you know, if there's some standard of swords in the industry, I think everybody can say Albion Swords is that standard. So let me go get one real quick. So as you can see, this is my Albion sword. This is made of 5160 spring steel. Now, I'm only a dude that's like 5'7". So this is a sword that's meant to be ridden on horseback or for someone much, much taller than I am, because this sword is just too long. And I didn't realize getting into that when I was getting into swords. Now, this sword holds great in the hands. It's an Albion. This thing is light, it's well balanced, and it will slice somebody in half if I really had to. But is this going to be the sword that I'm going to want to use? Maybe not. Just too big, too clunky, and honestly, the aesthetics of the katana kind of interest me. The fact that, you know, if you can customize them in a way that's almost like an AR. And the customization in katanas is kind of what's drawing me in. Of course, the game Ghost of Tsushima, and there's many other games coming out, samurai games. You have the Rise of Ronin, which I heard is pretty good. Man, what else you have? You have the new Assassin's Creed game coming out, which I heard is pretty good as well. The Assassin's Creed Shadows or something like that. But pretty excited for those samurai katana games. And of course, there's tons of like fantasy games that have katanas and stuff like that. So pop culture wise, the katana is very much like the AR-15. It's super customizable. It's super in your face in pop culture and video games and in the industry, anime, stuff like that. I think the katana is a very interesting weapon. And after playing Ghost of Tsushima, it made me want to go get a katana. So I went and bought a katana, and I'm going to open it up. I've been chatting way too much. Yeah, I did show you an Albion sword, but you know, that Albion is just too big for me. I'm, again, 5'7", and I kind of looked up, you know, swords and what length they should be for your size. And they kind of figure, like, somewhere around 27 to 28 inches for me is a proper sword length. Maybe 26, could push it shorter. I'm going to open this up with my new sword letter box opener that I got actually from Medieval Times in Orlando. But we're going to open it up. Of course, we're going to point it away. Just kind of dig in here. Using a sword to unlock a sword. If we can get this open. My goodness, they really duct taped this together. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting a long time to get this blade in. And now that it's here, it's like, yes, super happy. This is my first katana. I actually have quite a few more katana on the way. I have like 4 more on the way because I'm like, you know, if I'm going to ball out, might as well ball out and spend like a few racks on a katana. To me, that's no big deal. I'm a working guy, so yeah, I'll make that money back and save it again. But, you know, what's all that money saved up if you don't do anything with it? With this stuff, I plan on, you know, doing tamishigiri, tatami mats, cutting pool noodles, water bottles in the backyard. Nothing much. And hopefully I'll have some videos of that in the future. But my goodness, this thing is not coming apart. Okay, I'm going to pause this and we're going to open it. Just a smidge. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think this is going to open it. As you can see, this was not fun. I had to open all these. But I'm going to open it up. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's in like this big casing wrap. We're just going to take this out and get rid of this foam because we really don't need that anymore. Wow. This smells nice, actually. I'm a book guy, so I'm going to smell stuff before I actually look at it. But this is sweet. It has like a little, I don't know all the parts of a Japanese sword. I haven't memorized it, so don't look at me like I am a sword guy. I'm just a guy looking at his first katana. Which, I'm glad I'm actually getting this on video, because there's a lot of things I don't get on video, and I think this is a nice video for some of you. But we're going to unwrap this. Nicely done. Ooh, it's like silky inside. Feels nice. I can wrap myself inside of here if I wanted to. I think I got the handle here. I think it's called a suka. And then we have, holy mackerel, this beautiful blade. This is the, I want to say the Tidal Dragon that I ordered off of RVA's website. This is again from Cloudhammer. I think they're based out of China, as far as I'm aware. Longquan. Could be wrong on that. If you're Cloudhammer, please correct me. But yeah, it's a Chinese-made sword. But hey, good and bad things come out of any country. If you're like anti-China or whatever. I have tons of Bibles from China. They're such good quality. And I have tons of Bibles from China that are terrible bad quality. I have tons of other things from China that aren't book related that are great quality and some that are bad quality. This right here is good quality as far as I'm holding it in my hands. I haven't really done anything to it but hold it and talk too much on the camera, but this is beautiful. And as you can see, I like the blue, the dark blue. My wife and I, her favorite color is dark blue, and it's one of my favorite colors. Not my favorite one, but it's one of my favorite. I like dark green, but I really like this dark blue. I think when I show it to her and she realizes how much I spent on this, she hopefully will still love it, but no, I think she'll love it, and it's a really cool sword. Now let me show you. I don't know what this end piece is. You know, some of you guys might know. And if it can zoom in properly, let's see if it can. So this is a really cool blade. The way it kind of just has this blackness to it, it almost looks like you're looking at the galaxy. Now there are some, scratches and a little bit of marring on this. I can see already. Nothing much. You really got to focus up on it. So I'm actually really impressed by it. But we haven't even unsheathed the sword. Now this is, I think, a 10-inch Suka length, 10 or 10.5-inch Suka length. We're rocking I want to say a 27 or a 28-inch blade length. I got to look up what the specs on this, because it was their last sword of this type. Looks like, whoa, that was pretty easy. We got like a silver, I think it's called a Manuki right here. I don't know what this is called. If you're a sword person, please tell me. I'm learning as I go as a sword guy. Wow. Okay, first off, this blade is really, really shiny. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's reflecting the lamp in my room very well. Very shiny. And I gotta say, this is a very well-balanced sword. It's not heavy. This is not a heavy blade at all. Inside, everything looks good inside. It's just a standard little scabbard. Again, I think it's called a Sagawa or something, whatever this is called. Someone tell me, someone inform me. I got to look up the parts of a katana and really study this blade before I decide to really, I'm not coming out here like I'm a katana guy. I'm not. I'm just a guy who's picked up his first katana. A lot of YouTubers were also, you saw reviews, Matthew Jensen, Shadiversity, you saw JS Blade Steelcraft, I can't remember his channel name, JS Blades, we'll just say. A lot of other channels out there too that were recommending these swords from these companies, like Cloudhammer and another one, Shadow Dancer. I think those two are kind of competing with each other. Hopefully they can actually work with one another and produce some wicked collaborative designs and swords and stuff like that. But I think those are companies kind of out of Longquan, China. But those two are really on people's radar in terms of being like not overly priced, but still kind of pricey. I mean, this was not a cheap sword by any means. I think this cost me roughly $750. So it's not a cheap sword, but it's not a super duper expensive $4,000 sword. And I don't think swords really need to be in that price range. Now, if there's one thing, I am a gun guy, okay? So going into the sword world is one thing I don't know a lot about. But guns, I know a lot about guns, okay? I know a lot about guns. I have a lot of guns. And guns, like a good AR-15, is really going to price you like a really good AR. Sure, you can go with Paul Metalstone Armory. But I think, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, you're really paying like $700-800 starting price for a good base AR. And I think that's the same with swords. I think that's pretty true with swords. If you're looking for top quality steel and high quality material, I think you're really going to have to start looking at that $600-700 range and on up into that about $1,200 range. And in this Goldilocks, mid-price zone that really can give you a really good quality sword. And, there's other companies out there like Motohara. I really want to get one of their, Evolution blades made out of the CP3MV steel. I might be getting the steel wording acronyms wrong, but no, it's pretty good steel. I have some Spyderco knives. That's a really high quality steel, and the fact that they made an entire katana out of that is like, yeah, I can see why that's a lot of money. But this is also really good quality steel. Again, like S5, S7, 5160 spring steel. These are really good quality steels that can hack, slash, and they're like swords out of one piece where you're just smacking against rock and the rock is getting destroyed. Now, I have seen ultra testing. The one notorious thing about katanas, I know this for sure, is that the spine of the katana is very prone to snapping the blade. Like, the weak point of a katana is the spine, the back spine. And let me get the katana blade out slowly. So, you know, I'm talking a lot here. I don't want to touch this blade. I got to get a rag to wipe this down. I don't want to put my fingers on it. But the spine is the weak portion of the blade. And you kind of have to watch out for it. You know, I saw videos of, you know, Matthew Jensen smacking the katana, and then boom, it shatters with, you know, just a few hits off the back of the spine, because there's so much vibrational shock going throughout the sword. You can smack it through 100 times the right way with the edge of the blade, but once you turn it over on its spine and start smacking it the same way, it just snaps the blade. But then again, you shouldn't even be using a sword like that, okay? Swords are meant for cutting. Swords are meant for stabbing, soft targets. Nothing harder than bamboo. Nothing harder than like some pineappled fruit or something. You know, it's like you're slicing up fruit, you're slicing up bamboo, you're slicing pineapples and pool noodles. And the whole target is the whole aim is to practice on cutting soft targets like a human torso, a human limb, which is definitely going to help you in like a duel fantasy wise. So yeah, this is this is the blade. We have again these Tidal Dragons on here. I don't know if you can see, but we have these little dragons on here, and I think it's a very beautiful sword, no doubt about it. It actually feels really good in the hands. I have definitely enough purchase on here, but this seems like a really good blade. Seems fun. Everything's holding on tight. I don't hear any wiggle. There's nothing loose on the. I know this is called a suba, or this is called a suba. The handguard, I don't know what that's called. Everything's tight. So yeah, this is the sword. I think it's pretty cool. You know, not many people I know have a katana, and a fishing katana. If I ever wanted to go to a dojo, it'd probably be a really efficient cutter. And it's kind of a unique blade. Now, all I know is, after getting this, is I'm going to go play some more Ghosts of Tsushima. I'm going to play some more Ghosts of Tsushima. I can't wait for Ghost of Yotei to come out next year. But I hope you guys like this little show and tell of my first impressions of a katana. I think it's pretty cool. These are pretty cool blades. So I'm gonna go play some more Tsushima, and hopefully you guys tell me about your experience. What got you into the katana? Was it a movie, a video game? Was it seeing someone with a katana for the first time? You're like, yo, what's that? Was it, someone passed it down to you, handed it down to you? What got you into the katana? And let me know. For me, it was definitely Ghosts of Tsushima, and then, watching the new show Shogun was definitely really hyping me up. And then I was like, all right, we're going to watch The Last Samurai. I remember seeing that like 10 years ago, and it was really epic. So I've been tripping out on Japanese history and culture for the better half of a month now. But then again, I like Japanese history and culture. I've been to Japan. It's a cool place. I have some video footage of Japan. It's pretty cool. And now I got a katana. One day I'll get a katana from Japan. But then again, I'm going to have to put down a down payment or a mortgage on that. I have money, but I don't have that type of money. I don't have that type of money. I am a 28-year-old living in his parents' house type money, but still has a full-time job type money. So I'm able to afford this type of sword. Okay, so that's how that goes. But yeah, pretty cool indeed. Hey, get yourself a katana from RVA. There's another site that I bought some katanas on that should be coming in the mail. I'm super excited. Is a sword website called Swordus. craftful.com, and over there you can actually create and make a custom katana, which I actually did, and I will make a video on that and show you what I did, and hopefully in a couple months it comes here the way I wanted it, and super nice and fancy. But this is my blue Tidal Dragon S5 steel katana from Cloudhammer that I purchased off RVA. Again, I hope you guys liked this video and have a blessed day. Man, this is great. I don't think I haven't stopped smiling in this video. How do you make a guy happy? Hand him a sword.